What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live, breaking down this upcoming UFC Vegas 35 fight card for this weekend. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to talk to UFC with you all once again. I have the article that I'm about to post, and like I said, the video will be out later tonight. But before we begin, hit the like button for me. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps me a ton, as y'all know. So let's dig into this UFC Vegas 35 fight card with the first fight on DraftKings, which is Kevin Lee versus Dinar. So Kevin Lee's here. He's called the shot. He's just like McGregor. Whatever McGregor's on, he's calling his shot. Same old same. Kevin Lee. Does he deserve this fight? I think this is a good fight for him. We saw him against Gregory Gillespie. We saw him against Oliveira. So does he deserve this shot? I think he does. I mean, this is a huge step up in competition for Dinar. Dinar, on the other hand, could we see him look good here? We know that he's on a good streak against Parsons, against Perry. He lost to Dalby, which he looked decent in that fight, but he's looked good overall. He's got a good win over David Grant, who is still working his way in the ring. So, in my opinion, this is a huge step up in competition, though, for Dino Rodriguez. Do I think Rodriguez is ready for this fight? Personally, I don't think so. I think this is all Kevin Lee. I think Kevin Lee with his chin is going to be in the game tremendously compared to how Rodriguez is. Rodriguez, though, will keep up the strikes. It's just about the pace for him. So, I think Rodriguez does have a chance, but I'm taking Kevin Lee here in this fight at 8,500. I like that a ton. The main event with Giga and Edson Barboza. The main event, Barboza has nasty hands and the killer instinct, obviously. We know how Edson goes. He's still fighting in the game. He had a great run over Burrios. And I mean, we saw him against Dan Ige, Felder, Gaethje. He's fought the best of the best, obviously. And then Giga, this is his chance to prove why he is the main event contender for this UFC aspect in the featherweight division. So, in my opinion, do I think Giga can win this? I mean, we saw him against Cub Swanson. This is a big step up in competition also for Giga. In my opinion, I like Edson Barboza here. I think he handles this fight. I think this is going to be a great main event that you need a roster. So I'm loving Edson Barboza. Trevor versus Smiling Sam Alvey. So, is this Sam Alvey's week? He's on a huge losing streak, 0-6. So, is this his fight week, though, to win? I'd like him at an underdog at 7,800. Alvey is super slow. He's going to make you work for your points. He's basically a decision master. He's going to not really want to go for the knockout. He's just going to want to hang in the ring, kind of go slow and steady, kind of the tortoise in the race. So, with Turman, on the other hand, he's very hard to trust. I don't trust Turman here. I don't like him at all. This is basically Turman's shot to either win or go home. If you cannot win against Sam Alvey, then he's out. In my opinion, I don't imagine him staying in the UFC much longer. So, in my opinion, this is Sam Alvey's fight to win. I love Alvey. I think this is where he gets his win. I think the light cuts are going to do it for him. At 7,800, that's where I'm kind of looking at. Joe Mershar versus Mark Murdov. So, I think Murdov is going to murder him. Literally murder Gerald Mershar. I don't like Mershar at 6,900. I don't trust him in this fight. Gerald has a great chin. He's a solid fighter overall. We've seen him fight the best of the best. But Murdov, he's a killer. There's no way there's no way that he's going to lose this fight. I think he has a great win over Cherokee. I mean, we saw him against Sanchez. I think this is Murdov's fight to win. I love him at 9,300. Not many people want to go to him at that top of the price tag, but I'm going for it. I love it at 9,300. Going to Tercios versus Hussain. Interesting fight. Very interesting fight. The Ultimate Fighter time. Tercio, he's an all-around fighter, and the kicks are where they're at. He's going to want to push the pace. He's an all-around great fighter. Against Hussain, though, it's hard to trust him. You want to throw him down to the mat. You want to out-grapple him. I think Tercio's handled this fight with ease, though. I think he's an all-around just better fighter in the game. I think this is his chance to win it and go and basically move forward. Hussain versus the Cherokee. So, we just talked about Cherokee. I mean, he's a huge knockout artist. I mean, he can basically hang in there with the best of the best. He's great losses on his record. 8,900, though, 8,900 is the ticking time bomb, though. It's hard to trust at 8,900. Do I want to go up and pay for Murdoch, or do I want to pay down for Cherokee? But Abdul Arak Hassan, he's basically the guy who can easily basically break the slate at 7,300 if he gets the one-hit knockout. So I'd be careful with this fight. I'm kind of fading this fight overall. I'm kind of moving on and just kind of going from there. JJ Aldridge versus Demopolis. So Demopolis is now earning her shot back in the UFC. JJ Aldridge is an interesting fight. Demopolis is a talented fighter that is coming back from the UFC. That is no pushover. But JJ Aldridge, though, is a huge knockout artist who has great hands, great power, and a master at her striking. That's what scares me, is Demopolis has horrible horrible, horrible defense. That's what scares me. So, in my opinion, JJ Aldridge is here to win it. Don't want her at the 9,100 price tag, though. Not really for me. I'd much rather go elsewhere. Pat Sabatini versus Jamal Emers. Do you trust Jamal Emers, yes or no? That's the main question going into this fight. Is he trustworthy? At 8,300, you don't really have a huge reason why not to trust him. So, I like Emers by decision here. I think Pat Sab won his last fight. And it looked okay to me, but he's the grappling type to where you can kind of look at. But in my opinion, this is mainly Emers. He's a talented fighter. This is his chance to prove the UFC why they can trust him from now on. That's where I like to go in this fight. Your Barboza versus Battle. So, what do you think about Brian Battle? That's the main question. Because, in my opinion, you can kind of go elsewhere. Brian Battle, the co-main, he doesn't really have very many fights underneath his belt. Uraba, he's a good fighter. It's just he's a grappler compared to the striker on a Battle. In my opinion, I'm just kind of full fading this fight. There's not really much I want in this fight. If you want to go somewhere, I wouldn't blame you to go to Battle. But again, I'm just not really want this fight. I'd much rather go to another fight in Gilmore versus Petroski. Andre Petroski should easily win this fight. Gilmore is a guy who wants to win with every shot he can get. He's kind of the Sim Alvey, but the younger type. Petroski, though, he should easily kill him in this fight. He should be able to win this with ease. I love him 9,200. If you want to stack him and Murdoch, you're already being different and getting the two highest priced fighters on this card. Dustin Stewart versus Jacoby. Or Darren Stewart versus Dustin Jacoby. My bad. So what a step down in competition for Stewart. We don't really see him fighting guys, especially at the price tag of where Dustin Jacoby's at, 8,800. I'm loving Dustin Jacoby here. I think this is his fight to win. He's an all-around striker. He has good movement on the hands, fast feet. Stewart, do you trust Stewart? I don't at all. It's very hard to trust Stewart in this fights. So I like Dustin Jacoby here at 8,800. And then going to the last fight in Kanate versus Martinez, that the price tags are just outrageous for Martinez. This is the first fight of the night. Katini, it's surprising that he's still fighting, even though he doesn't deserve a shot in the UFC whatsoever. I don't know how he's still in the UFC. Just give me Kanate here. Give me Martinez here. This is easily his fight to win. He's coming off a good couple fights that are wins. So, Martinez should handle this fight with ease. If you want to get to him at 9,000, I don't really mind it, but I'm much rather go to the other guys in Petroski up top. So, that kind of wraps up this card for us, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody has a good, safe rest of the day. Have a good one, everybody.